Tell me about how many women are, in fact, on boards today.
If you look at the Fortune 500, only 17% of those companies have a woman on the board.
Another way of saying that, over 70% are all male.
Correct.
In a world where women
are 52% of the population.
And spend $8 trillion annually in the United States.
If you look at Silicon Valley, which is supposed to be the bastion of innovation, and 7% of board members in Silicon Valley, 7% of the companies in Silicon Valley have a woman on the board.
93% don't have one woman on their board directors. Wow.
And I think part of the problem is that the board job descriptions are very narrowly defined. If you look at a typical board member, they have to have been a previous or current CEO, which automatically
eliminates a ton of women.
A lot of women. They have to have managed a P&L, which is not always the place in a company that women tend to run. They tend to run things like legal counsel, COO, Chief Talent Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, and so they're not necessarily...
So there's just an inherent bias in the job description.
I think so. It's a very narrow job description right now for board members. I'll give you a personal example. I'm being interviewed to serve on a board of a company that's pre-IPO right now. The CEO and the head of the board right now, the board chairman, says, you know, we're going to be on Wall Street attracting investors, and we need to know how to explain why you're on our board.
You're kidding me.
It's a real problem.
There's an institutional bias now.
Correct. And Wall Street is, I hate to say it, but at the head of the table of bias. What I find on these boards is that once they get one woman on the board, you start to see more women being recruited because...
Success breeds success?
Success breeds success. You can't be what you can't see. And there's other research that shows that when a board has gender balance on it, everybody comes to the board meeting more prepared, having done the pre-reads.
Really?
It's really interesting to me.
There's a little peer pressure there.
Peer pressure. Everybody wants to look good.
How would a company go about changing this norm of bias against women in decision-making roles like this?
John Chambers is the CEO of Cisco.
Right.
And Sheryl Sandberg is COO of Facebook and also the author of Lean In, and she went to Cisco and gave a talk on her recent book called Lean In. John Chambers listened to that talk, recognized a lot of the biased behavior in his own management style, and sent out an email to all employees saying, look, had this great talk. If you haven't read the book, here it is. If you haven't seen the video, here it is. And here's how I have participated in gender bias.
Right.
Here's 6 examples of...
And he put down where he had, what a risk-taking leadership thing to do.
I think that's what it's going to take is men and women stepping up and showing where they have had their own blind spots. Yep. And it allows us to say we all make mistakes. We all have blind spots. Let's be aware of them, and awareness is always the first key to behavior change. When you have 52% of the population that you are not capitalizing on their talents, that therein is a business problem. And
those 52% likely are customers or potential customers.
Absolutely, or investors.
Or investors.
Or employees. It doesn't seem to me like good business.